In the northern reaches of Vietnam, near the Chinese border, tower the highest peaks in Indochina. Hidden in the mountain valleys are vibrant villages full of unique cultures and magical landscapes, sculpted by bright green rice terraces. In part 3 of my Sapa adventure, we have just finished up our 2-day village trek experiencing the true essence of Sapa. We have an extra day and decide to trek down to Cat Village, a touristy Hmong town where they showcase their heritage through dancing and local handcrafts. And here's how it went. Good afternoon, guys. It is our 3rd and final day here in Sapa, and it is a very cloudy day today. It makes me really glad we came when we did because we just had beautiful blue sky views, and today I'm in the same plaza that we started the first morning, and you can't even see any of the mountains. We're just in a thick fog here. So very glad we got to go up Fancy Pan when we did, get to see some of those mountain views and hike through those rice terraces, get amazing sweeping views of the rice terraces. And this afternoon, there's just one last thing I want to show you guys that's right outside of the Sapa town, and it's the Cat Village, which is another Hmong traditional cultural village. I've heard it's one of the more touristy ones because it's literally walking distance. It's like less than a mile outside of Sapa town here. But we're gonna head there, check out a little bit more of the traditional culture, some of the handicraft shops, a little bit of the village there. And yeah, so it's just about less than a mile or so outside of the Sapa village square. So let's walk. Just come down this very steep hill from Sapa town into Cat Village, and this is definitely a lot more touristy than the hikes we were doing the last couple days. In fact, you have to pay like $6 or $7 or 150,000 dong to just enter the village. But now we're gonna head down these stairs, and there's lots of these like tourist shops where you can buy different cultural outfits to head down there. But I think it'll be pretty cool to see some of the cultural things here, and they just have like a lot of cool things that you can explore, and there's some cool stuff along the river. There might be some cultural dances and some cool stuff to check out. So yeah, let's walk around and check out the more touristy Hmong Cat Village here. So the first thing we came across as we were coming down the stairs here, there's this like really cool tree house, and we'll get some views looking over the valley. So it's an extra 10,000 or like 50 cents to enter, but let's head in, check out the tree house. Just made it to the top of this little tree fort house, and we have just some amazing views looking over the valley. Again, we're kind of in the clouds still, but it's kind of cool to get a different view of this like misty mountain look, and then you're looking down on the Cat Village, but definitely a lot more touristy. So I'm glad we did like the authentic villages yesterday, but kind of fun to go to these little tacky touristy things, and they have like a lot of photo spots, and people are dressing up in local outfits for some photo shoots, and yeah, pretty cool. So let's keep walking around, checking out the rest of Cat Village. So we have just walked all the way down to the river and to the Cat Village, and I'm just amazed at how touristy and commercial that was. There were so many of these little tourist shops, and you can rent these costumes. There's a million little photo selfie spots, but we've finally made it down to the bottom here. It's actually a little bit more chill. We have this stone wall, and there's a couple little places that you can visit along the Cat Village here. So we've come down, we've headed to the left here, and we're gonna go check out the sacred forest, but there's also some cool water wheels and some old traditional homes. So yeah, let's just wander around Cat Village a little bit and see what we find. We have just entered the sacred forest area, and there's this little wooden boardwalk here, and there's about 3 or 4 of these water wheels that are getting churned by the river. And then we're gonna walk along the boardwalk, and there's this tiny little bamboo forest that we'll check out. But it's amazing being in this field. We just have these bright yellow flowers and the misty mountains that are surrounding us. Now we're just wandering through the village a little bit more, and there's even further that we can go down, but there's this waterfall that kind of goes right through the village here. So we're gonna follow the waterfall a bit, get some views of the waterfall, and then it looks like, yeah, there's a little bit more of the Cat Village down there. And I think they do cultural performances every hour, so we're gonna try to catch that in the next 15 or 20 minutes or so. So yeah, let's walk along down the waterfall. So we have come down the hill, and we are finally in the main part of the Cat Village. And it's amazing how big this place is, how touristy it is. There's so many people here. And as you can see, everyone's dressed up in costumes, which just adds a lot of really cool color to it. And we've come down, and in the edge of the town here, there's like a couple bridges. There's some really cool old wooden and clay architecture houses that you can see. And then you come down to this wooden plank, and you're looking right across at the waterfall that joins these 2 rivers here. Anyways, it's almost 4 o'clock, and at every hour on the hour they do a little cultural show and presentation. So let's head up to the main part of the village here, check out some of the architecture and this quaint little village here, and then see if we can check out the cultural performance. just made it to the heart of the Cat village, and we have this river. It's the dry season now, so most of the river is kind of dry here, but we have a little bit of a stream that's churning these water wheels, and then the Cat show is just starting in front of the clay house, so we have some traditional music going on, and then across the river from there we have the traditional house where they're doing traditional arts and crafts right in front, so you can see how they make a lot of the handicrafts and the clothing that you see a lot of people wearing, and a lot of the souvenirs that are sold in souvenir shops. So very cool cultural experience. Again, pretty touristy feel to it, but you're seeing a lot of the authentic traditional culture represented in some art and crafts here, which is just really cool to see, and just a very beautiful place in this little valley here right beneath Sapa town. And I had no idea that this was down here. So we're gonna enjoy some of the musical performances, and then there's like a lot of like cafes and little places to have coffee in this village area in the valley here. So yeah, let's enjoy. So that was the cultural performance, and then at the end they brought everybody down, and there was a group dance that you would jump in between these bamboo sticks as they were clapping them together. So it was very interactive, very fun, and again, just a really cool energy down here with everyone dressed up in their traditional clothing. And again, very touristy, but really fun having everyone dressed up. And there are some cool traditional crafts and some old Hmong women that are wearing their traditional clothing. So you get a good taste of the Hmong culture, but again, be it with like a little bit of a touristy aspect. So I'm really glad that we did the hike as well the last couple days to get a little bit more of an authentic look of some of the Hmong and Zhao villages that are all throughout the Sapa Valley here. But this is definitely a good choice if you don't want to go hiking for a couple days and you want just something that's a little bit more accessible from the Sapa town, because it's just down the hill. Anyways, that's about it for our 3 days hanging out here in Sapa. Really cool place, just so beautiful. I love the mix of the beautiful landscapes and the really authentic ethnic cultures, and just experiencing a little bit of the heritage of northern Vietnam. And again, just so thankful we had such beautiful weather for the hikes. And then today it's kind of cool to have the misty mountains and get a little bit of that look as well. So anyways, yeah, that's it for Sapa. And tonight we're taking an overnight bus down to Ninh Binh, which is one of the old capitals of Vietnam. So I'm very excited to show you guys that place, another place with some beautiful landscapes and some really cool things to show you guys down there. So yeah, we'll see you guys next time when we head down to Ninh Binh.